Hello everyone. Today I will explain about the surprising reality of AI investment and its return. Hello, welcome to the episode of Crossover Mind.
Hi everyone, great to be here. So what's the surprising reality you're hinting at? From what I see, every company is scrambling to adopt AI, and the headlines are full of success stories. It feels like we're in the middle of a gold rush.
It certainly feels that way, and the investment numbers back it up. We're talking about corporate AI investment reaching somewhere between $300 to $400 billion. The scale is massive. But here's the shocking part, and this comes from a detailed study by MIT. 95% of companies are seeing virtually zero return on that investment.
Wait, did you say 95%? That's almost everyone. That number is staggering. How is that even possible? With powerful tools like ChatGPT and others becoming so widespread, you'd expect businesses to be reaping huge rewards.
It's a paradox, isn't it? And that's the core of what the report calls the Gen AI divide. The issue isn't with the AI technology itself. It's incredibly powerful. The real problem lies in what the researchers call a learning gap. Companies are acquiring these sophisticated tools, but are failing to properly integrate them into their actual business workflows.
A learning gap. Can you break that down for us? What does that mean in practice?
Think of it like this. Imagine buying a state-of-the-art, professional-grade kitchen oven. It can bake, roast, steam, and do 100 other things with precision. But if all you ever do is reheat leftovers, you're not getting any real return on your investment. That's what's happening with AI. General-purpose tools like ChatGPT are fantastic for boosting an individual's productivity, writing an email faster, summarizing a document. But for a company to see a real impact on its bottom line, the AI needs to be deeply embedded in and learn from specific corporate processes. Most off-the-shelf deployments just aren't doing that.
So it's about moving from a personal productivity tool to a core business process engine. That makes sense. And I imagine this gap is causing some interesting behaviors within companies.
It certainly is. It has led to a fascinating phenomenon that researchers are calling the shadow AI economy.
Shadow AI? That sounds like something out of a spy movie. What is it?
It's essentially when employees, often frustrated with the clunky, officially sanctioned AI tools provided by their company, start using their own personal AI accounts to get their work done. A study of 3 million employees found that nearly 74% of workplace ChatGPT use comes from personal accounts, not corporate ones.
Wow, so employees are going rogue with AI. But are they actually getting better results?
That's the irony. In many cases, yes. This shadow usage, because it's driven by individual needs to solve real immediate problems, often generates a better ROI than the company's official multi-million-dollar AI initiatives. It highlights a massive disconnect between top-down strategy and on-the-ground reality. The employees are unofficially demonstrating what works, while the company's official strategy is stuck in neutral.
That's a powerful insight. So the learning gap and this shadow AI phenomenon are big factors. Are there other major reasons why 95% of companies are failing to see returns?
Absolutely. The MIT report points to 2 other critical mistakes. The first is a misallocation of resources. Over half of the corporate Gen AI budget is being spent on sales and marketing tools. While those are important, the research found that the biggest and quickest ROI is actually in back-office automation.
Back office? You mean things like accounting, HR, and internal operations?
Exactly. Streamlining those processes, reducing reliance on outsourcing, and cutting down on external agency costs provides a much more direct and measurable impact on the profit and loss statement. The second major mistake is the classic build versus buy dilemma. Many companies, especially in heavily regulated sectors like finance, are trying to build their own unique generative AI systems from the ground up.
Let me guess, that's not going as well as they'd hoped.
You're right on the money. The data is stark. In-house AI projects have a success rate of about 1/3. In contrast, Partnering with or buying a solution from a specialized AI vendor has a 67% success rate. That's double the effectiveness. It turns out that building these complex systems requires very specific expertise that most companies simply don't have internally.
Okay, we've spent a lot of time on the 95% who are struggling. It's a bit bleak. What about the successful 5%? What's their secret sauce? What are they doing that everyone else isn't?
They operate with a completely different mindset. They don't try to boil the ocean or launch a massive company-wide AI transformation. Instead, they follow a simple mantra: pick one specific high-pain problem and solve it brilliantly. They are surgical in their approach.
Can you give us a concrete example?
Sure. A media company in Singapore, Asia One, is a great case study. They didn't try to reinvent their entire business. They focused on one key area: ad targeting. They used an AI classification model to better understand their audience and serve more relevant ads. The result? They boosted advertising revenue by 20% and were able to reduce their sales staff by 40%. It was a focused, measurable win.
So it's about being strategic and laser-focused rather than just throwing technology at the wall to see what sticks.
Precisely. The successful 5% also strategically leverage external partnerships, as we just discussed. And critically, they focus on creating new strategic value, not just on simple cost-cutting. Another example is Schibsted in Norway, which used machine learning for real-time news personalization. This single initiative increased front-page subscription sales by an incredible 75%. That's not just saving money, it's fundamentally growing the business.
This brings up another point. How do you even properly measure the ROI of AI? It seems incredibly difficult. How do you put a dollar value on something intangible like a better informed decision or an improved customer experience?
That's one of the biggest hurdles. Traditional ROI calculations that work for buying a new piece of factory equipment just don't apply well here. The most successful organizations are moving beyond a single, simple ROI number. They are adopting a more comprehensive value framework.
What does that framework look like?
It assesses value across 4 key dimensions. First, direct financial impact, clear cost savings or revenue generation. Second, operational efficiency, metrics on process improvements and time saved. Third, and this is crucial, is strategic value, things like improved market positioning or competitive advantage. And fourth, risk mitigation, how AI helps reduce errors or improve compliance. It's a much more holistic view of return.
That makes a lot of sense. So, looking ahead to the rest of 2025 and beyond, what's the forecast? Will companies get spooked by these poor ROI numbers and pull back on spending?
You'd think so, but the opposite is happening. A KPMG survey shows that 97% of business leaders plan to increase their AI spending in 2025. However, a dose of realism is setting in. Many experts now believe that we won't see widespread significant ROI for another 3 to 5 years. We are still in the very early, messy, experimental phase of this technological shift.
And what does this mean for the thousands of AI startups that have emerged?
We're likely heading for a major market consolidation. An industry insider quoted in one report noted that many AI startups are essentially vaporware. They're just a thin interface built on top of a major model from a company like OpenAI or Google without any real defensible proprietary technology. The startups that can't prove a distinct value will either be acquired for their talent or will simply fade away.
So, what's the final takeaway for a business leader listening to this right now?
The key message is that the narrative of AI being an instant magic bullet solution is a dangerous myth. The technology's power is undeniable, but unlocking its value requires a strategic, patient, and focused approach. It's not about having the flashiest new AI tool, it's about deeply understanding your own business and identifying the right problem to solve. It's about being humble enough to partner with experts instead of assuming you can build everything yourself. And it's about shifting the measurement of success from short-term financial gains to long-term strategic transformation. This is less of a technology challenge and more of a business strategy challenge.
A sobering but incredibly important reality check. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Thanks for clarifying that complex landscape for us.
Thank you for joining us again on Crossover Mind. At Crossover Mind, we provide the latest information on technology, business and society, and delve into important themes beyond them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, look forward to it. Goodbye.